Welcome to the Lawyer Clip Podcast. This podcast is separate from my role as an attorney. However, it is my job to educate, entertain, and teach, and to put in context for you. Please feel free to sit back as we watch the young thug trial again. We got more going on. We got another attorney arrested. Let's check it out.
Area criminal defense attorney is on the other side of the law tonight. Atlanta police say she told a murder suspect to throw away evidence.
Yeah, Courtney, good evening to you. Nicole Fegan represents a defendant in the Young Slime Life gang case. Tonight, she is now in trouble herself. In fact, I've learned she is facing a gang charge.
If you can click the like or subscribe button, that would be the best thing you can do to help the channel, and we can get more viewers just like you.
Atlanta area criminal defense attorney Nicole Fegan now needs a lawyer of her own after being arrested in Gwinnett County Friday and booked into the Fulton County Jail. Police say she told a murder suspect he was wanted and to ditch his phone.
Let's just imagine that's what you do, and you hear them and you talk to them on the phone, and you tell the client, hey, I think that you should take your phone and go hide it behind the potatoes in your kitchen. Because a drug sniffing dog, they can't smell the potatoes. And it works. They hide the phone behind the potatoes. The drug sniffing dogs come in. The defendant's just off the hook. They can't find the phone.
This stems from a September 2022 deadly shooting in downtown Atlanta. Atlanta police say she contacted a suspect in the case to tell him he was wanted and then told him to dispose of his phone. Detectives say Fegan was not representing the suspect she called and learned about the warrant during a court hearing related to the shooting.
There's two pieces to this. First piece, she called the client, told him that he's got a warrant. Second piece is they're alleging that she destroyed or told him to destroy evidence in the form of his cell phone. First one, second one.
I'm confident that you'll come back with a verdict that speaks the truth.
For Fegan, the allegations are a fall from grace for a defense attorney who has been considered a rising star. In a 2019 Facebook post, she shared this article about her from Atlanta Attorney at Law magazine that calls her the new generation of criminal defense attorneys. Fegan faces two charges: participation in criminal street gang activity and solicitation to tamper with evidence.
Two different charges: participation of street gang activity and solicitation to tamper with evidence.
Fegan represents YSL defendant Tanquarius Mender.
That's why you got to be super careful as an attorney. If I'm telling her, it's like you cannot mention what they should or shouldn't do. You're essentially calling up and asking them what they're going to do. And you might tell them, hey, if you turn yourself in, we can talk to the prosecution, and maybe there's something there. But telling them what to do as far as evading police or how to avoid being captured, that kind of thing, that is going to be a problem, I would assume, anywhere. They go, hey, this attorney is awesome. She's so down for whatever. She'll put her license on the line. She's just 100%. And the reputation from that is going to be, very, very much in her favor. You don't have a lot of attorneys that are not going to be familiar with this pretty serious rule, which is you cannot assist your client in the commission of a crime. And so if there is evidence that is on that phone that is going to be detrimental to the defendant, they might destroy it, but you cannot recommend it. And that's the solicitation. You're requesting them to destroy evidence, and that's what's been alleged here. Now, the participation piece of it is interesting in that I'm not exactly sure what the prosecution is alleging there. Imagine you're an attorney, you're in court, and you hear that one of your former clients or current clients has just been issued a warrant for their arrest for a murder. Now, this is in public court. What do? Some attorneys, I don't know if they have a responsibility to per se, but some attorneys will call the client and say, hey, you've just been issued a warrant. Are you going to turn yourself in? That's typically what happens. And a lot of times you will get issued a warrant. You will get it sent to you by the prosecuting attorney's office as the defense attorney. And the warrant will say, this person has a warrant for their arrest. And a lot of times you call the client and say, hey, you got a warrant. You're going to turn yourself in. And I think prosecutors do not mind that, as far as I know. And I don't know about Georgia, but that's just based on my experience. And the situation is because they want you to not waste those resources. They don't want to have to go out and find the person if they'll just turn themselves in.
Right? No, sir. All right, you got a warrant out of the city of Atlanta.
Besides Fegan, police have also arrested Keontae Davis in this case. It's unclear if he's the suspect she called, but officers took him into custody last February after he was pulled over for rolling through a red light. This is body camera video from that arrest. Davis is accused of taking part in the deadly shooting, which police say started as an argument. One person was killed and another was injured in that case. Davis faces at least 2 charges, including murder.
So I guess the participation might be the aiding and abetting piece to it, is the allegation. Furthering the motives, furthering the benefits of the street gang, letting him know that the police are coming and that therefore he should do X, Y, and Z to avoid further charges. It's not something that would be allowed for an attorney to be able to do. And she can have reputation, if she can have reputational issues, not just that. This could have ethics implications, licensing implications, and not just the criminal implications at this point that is going to be investigated. Is that the client was arrested and then instructed the police that that's what happened. That instructed the police essentially that she had told him to destroy the evidence, to destroy his cell phone. That's the most logical situation, but it's not guaranteed that that could happen. The police have other police powers that they can use to have this and to find this out, as far as maybe they got the phone, they found it out, maybe it's a text message, something along those lines that maybe they found out. But if it's the testimony from the defendant that led to this, then he would likely have to testify against her for the upcoming trial, if they have one. So that would be a situation where attorney-client relationship would end if it hasn't already, and that he would be in a situation where he would be probably working out something with the prosecution to testify against her if that's what he decided to do. Yes, it's not a good look. It's not a good look for attorneys to have this come up and for the attorney to be arrested and charged with participation, charged with that. But it's rare. I've never heard this happening before. Sure, I'm positive it has. And that's why they have the rule. So I'd have to totally speculate why she did this. I don't know if we're going to be able to figure that out, but that's why they're going to have a trial. If they have it. I mean, they might not. She might be able to work this out beforehand. But that's what the prosecution would be trying to show the jury, is why she did this, what was her intention. And I guess the most logical one, the argument for the prosecution, is probably she did this for career motive potentially, or to have to make this client happy, because it is a reputational boon likely for this attorney. Attorneys out there, don't do this. Yes, don't do what's been alleged here. If you want to see more true crime with Lawyer Cliff, click the video right here, and true crime continues.